Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to season 3, episode 7 of Hit the Books, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of sports and sports gambling, give you the best bets that you should be taking and everything surrounding sports. We're here for week 6 of the NFL season. Also, in this week's episode, start of the NHL season. We had 3 games yesterday on Tuesday. I know we're all super pumped about the start of the NHL season, a big extension in the NFL. All that and more next. Do not forget about our live stream every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, covering the top 5 NFL games for Sunday and giving our best bets on those and our winning bets. Make sure you check in Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Kick, Facebook, and more. Let's jump right into this week's episode and introduce my co-hosts, Huff, Ace, and Mackie. Huff, let's start off with you this week. What do you got for us here? We're in week 6, Steelers on the bye. What do you got?
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Happy to be back. Like you said, week 6 in the NFL. Had a nice positive week in the NFL. I needed that for myself personally after digging myself a little bit of a hole. Had a couple nice touchdowns in the week. I had McCaffrey fourth, Jamar Chase first, so a couple nice off the card plays, but still got to get my performance back up. Other than that, Penguins game last night, they didn't perform for us. It was a great environment, good home opener, but excited to get back and glad hockey's back. But other than that, not much else going on with me. Steelers, the division leader, going into the bye week. I'm the only one that can say that. Mackie was bragging about his victory Monday after week 1. Through 5 weeks, I'm the only one leading the division out here. So we'll see what you guys have to say about my Steelers coming into the bye week. But other than that, that's all we got going on.
Love to hear it, Huff. Yeah, Steelers on the bye, number 1 in the division there, the AFC North. Shit. Oh, shout out Shales. Great environment before the game. Surprised we didn't make it there after the game, but we had to head back to the garage. But it was a great game, even though the Pens didn't make it happen. Ace, let's shoot over to you next. What do you got for us, buddy? Week 6. Who the Pats got this week? I'm not even sure.
The
Raiders.
Patriots have the
That's right.
Raiders. Yeah, so like they're competing for the Caleb Williams sweepstakes essentially. But no, I just wanted to say I told you so real quick on the Chicago Blackhawks starting off the NHL season 2-0 on our personal cards, hitting the Blackhawks and Bedard to get his first point was probably the freest thing I've ever seen in the world. But no, hyped to see my Bruins play tonight. I think Mac Jones, he's not done yet. He's still starting at quarterback, so we'll see that experience and how this Patriots team goes. But another
He's
great.
done.
No, he's starting the rest of the
Belichick's
year.
riding him, dude.
He will
No,
not be the starter by Halloween.
No, he will be. He's going to start all year. They
I
cut
think he
Bailey
will,
Zapp at the preseason too. It's not even Mac Jones' fault. We'll get into this when we talk about the Patriots. He's played awful, but like fucking terrible situation. But no, on a better note here, Bruins starting tonight, home opener against the Blackhawks on a back-to-back. Love that. And also still leading the football card, plus 2.5 unit week, I think. Mackey's right though. I got to start throwing some full units on these crazy underdog plays that keep hitting, but I don't know if I want to mess with the strategy, but yeah, ready to talk some more sports this week. Hype to get going.
When you got 10 plays a week, dog, we expect you to be the leader.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? I feel like Mackie and I have the same amount of plays every time.
I mean,
I
maybe
don't even know total
you're
plays.
already at like 50-some plays through 5
Yeah.
weeks.
Let's
I
say.
think I'm at like 18.
I'm at 24.
Gotta
I have
ride it
no
while
idea
it's
what
on.
I'm at.
Yeah, I feel like they're pretty.
Alrighty, let's keep it going here. Mackie, finish us off here with these intros. What do you got, buddy?
Yeah, Cowboys very disappointing week last week, 42-10 loss to the Niners. I can say I wasn't really confident they were gonna win, but I didn't think they were gonna get blown out like that. That was pretty brutal.
I really thought they were going to keep it close.
Yeah, exactly. Rangers start tomorrow. Oh yeah, Huff, about those Steelers. I definitely never talk really shit about the Steelers. I just said that offense and Kenny Pickett is not it, and I think I was still right about that one. That defense just keeps finding ways to win football games. But yeah, those Rangers start tomorrow. Getting hyped for that. Cowboys got a good game coming up this week against the Chargers, Monday Night Football. So got to grab a win there. Other than that, not much going on.
That's a fire Monday night game. I didn't know that was Monday night.
Yeah, in LA. So Cowboys, they
that's
fall to
good.
3-3 here. This is gonna be pretty bad.
Alrighty, boys. Gonna be a good week here. Week 6 of the NFL. I'm excited for it. NHL starting up, ramping up the gears here. Lots of good games coming up on this first weekend. So let's jump right into some NFL. We got a contract extension here. Jonathan Taylor and the Colts came to an agreement, 3-year, $42 million contract extension, biggest running back contract to date. So, lots on the market as we always talk about. Just the running backs are just underpaid. they don't get the recognition they deserve, even though they're being used on the field all over the place. What are you guys thinking on that one?
Yeah, so I did see this coming. I did think he was going to stay in Indianapolis. I'm glad that he is staying there. I'm excited for that duo of him to obviously be with Anthony Richardson whenever he is going to be healthy on the field. We saw him suffer a shoulder injury last week, so the injury problems continue to be there with him as the quarterback of the Colts. But Gardner Minshew has continued to show that he is probably the best backup in the NFL right now. Getting the chances to step in for him, he stepped in 3 different games. He started one against the Ravens, beat them. And then two other spots. He came in last week, won the game against the Titans, and then I think it was week 2 whenever Richardson went out. But I don't know. This Colts team is pesky. I think they're going to continue to be that middle of the pack to slightly below average team, but I think they're definitely going to compete in some of these games, and that's why I've been on them a couple of weeks. They're a fun team to watch, and they get their star running back there at a deal that I think most of these other running backs like Barkley and all them that they wanted.
Yeah, I agree. This Colts team can definitely be a little pesky, and Gardner Minshew, like you said, stepping in some key situations and getting the job done. So this team's just never a team to overlook, especially with that defense. I mean, if Gardner Minshew can get some offense going, this team's definitely pretty dangerous.
I mean, Jonathan Taylor, nice to see him get the bag, especially after that explosive year 2 years ago, and a running back finally getting paid, like Huff was saying. But I mean, they have a guy in Zach Moss who's been going off the last few weeks. Surprised that they would drop the bag on that, considering the running back climate nowadays. I personally wouldn't do that, but I guess they need something to get excited about. And with a lot of their star players on rookie deals, it makes sense the move they made.
I agree. They actually have a guy doing what they want Jonathan Taylor to do and what Jonathan Taylor's done in the past, and they still gave him the bag, which is kind of crazy. But
I guess they have money to play with, I feel like, is the big reason.
I feel like they just respect him and they just gave him what he has earned, I guess already. But I don't know. That was why even hold out? Why even go through all that just to sign the $14 million anyway?
That's
Well,
crazy.
I saw something that was it was almost like people think that Irsay kind of did it as to show we will pay players. We want to be the guy that we want to be the team that, sets the market for this kind of position for our guy and go out and show the support. But I mean,
Which is weird after his prior comments about
after saying that if he dies and I
died.
die, the NFL still plays on Sunday or something like that.
What a weird quote. Yeah, I feel
He's
like this
a
is all
fucking-
just dragged out for no reason.
Yeah, you knew he was getting paid the whole time. I feel like I feel like
A lot
as soon
of
as
money,
he,
though.
yeah,
It's a lot of
for sure.
money.
For running back in
It's
2024.
only 3 years. They didn't lock himself up to a point where he'll be.
No, I just think they
obviously-
had money to spend is all, and why not?
exactly.
essentially?
They have a backup quarterback and they have a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal. You know what I mean?
Their wide receivers, all their other skill positions, super cheap. Defense really young too and underpaid. I mean, I think they just had that money to spend around, and why not give it to a Pro Bowl caliber guy?
Alrighty, boys. Week 6, 16 games here this week. Bunch of them to go over. Steelers on the bye. Who else is on the bye? I don't remember exactly, but we got another London
Packers.
game. Packers on the bye. We got another London game here, Tottenham. So let's jump right in here. Thursday Night Football. Denver Broncos, Kansas City Chiefs. 10.5 points for the Chiefs. Their money line minus 620. That's been moving around. I think I saw it at 590, 570. Saw it a couple different places, even though that 10.5 has been kind of staying around that area. Plus 460 for the Broncos and over under 47.5. Denver has been terrible and hits week 6, riding a 15-game losing streak against Kansas City. So just no hope for the Broncos here this week. But 10.5 points is the question. Ace, what are you thinking?
I just want to know if Huff is still rocking with Russell Wilson after the football he's played the last couple of years.
No, you haven't seen me put them on the card or bet them once this year. I think I did bet them once against the Dolphins.
Yeah,
I thought
I
that
think
was a
you-
trap
Against the
spot.
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Oh, I thought it was a trap too, but I couldn't bet.
I thought it was a trap spot. I thought they were going to win the game. They lose by literally 50. But no, I don't believe in this team anymore. It's just things have gone totally the exact opposite way that I thought they were going to under Sean Payton. He looks like he just thinks he knows the game more than every coach that he's playing against. And
'Cause he
really, right
retired
now,
and came back.
yeah, exactly. He thinks because they pulled him out of retirement, he's some fucking all-time great.
You don't
I don't
have
even
the
know.
stacked New Orleans Saints playing after Hurricane Katrina.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, this isn't the 09 or whatever year that was Saints that Drew Brees and whatever who was Reggie Bush
the
and all them on
bounty
that
game
team.
boys on defense.
Yeah,
defense.
Yeah, I think Sean Payton. I hate to keep not putting the blame on Russ, but he has been playing decent. He's been that last game is no excuse. He did not play good in that last Jets game. I didn't watch the game either, but he hasn't been the entire problem. But I'm not going to make excuses for them. They're 1-4. Yeah, no, I'm off this team. I still will support my guy, but
You think they can cover on Thursday Night Football though? It's a big spread for a divisional matchup.
I know it is, but I don't know. And I know the 1 week I say that they're not going to cover, they're going to shock the fucking world and cover against the Chiefs because the Chiefs love to win one possession games.
They do.
We saw what they did against the Jets 2 weeks ago on Sunday Night Football when we were in Dallas. What was it, a 3-point game, and there was a 9-point spread? So
in the heady Patrick Mahomes
here,
play, like screwing up the spread that week.
This is also in Kansas City. That game was in New York, so I don't know. This is a tough spot. Ace, I will tell you what I do have on this game. I told Mackie about this already. I didn't like the spread. So on Monday before that Raiders game started, I took a 3-leg parlay. I took Raiders money line, Chiefs money line, and Bengals money line on Sunday. It's plus 260.
Bengals last Sunday or next Sunday?
No, next Sunday. So it was like Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday, this coming Sunday.
Okay.
Bengals against Seahawks. Bengals are home against the Seahawks.
I don't mind that. Yeah, no, I like that parlay though. Get the Chiefs the money line. I think I might have thrown them in for something already this weekend when I looked at the lines originally. That's all you really can do. 10.5 points is a lot. Like I said, that heady Patrick Mahomes play where he slides down and kills the spread. Vegas loves him for that. But I mean, they just win football games. Maybe it makes for better TV, and that's their ratings go up when the Chiefs play because it's a close game and nobody's tuning out. But I don't know what to take here. It's going to be a tough one for me. Look at the card tomorrow, and I'll have my official picks. But Mackie, what are you thinking about this one? I know you're a Mahomes guy as well.
Mackie, I don't want to cut you off. I'll give you one I actually kind of like that I just found. Instead of the first half under in this game, because I refuse to do it with the Chiefs, even though they like to do it and they like to stay in the under in the prime time sometimes. But I'm going to take the first half under or first half -7 for the Chiefs. I like that. I think they could be up by 10 at half and then kind of let them hang around.
I was gonna say a first half Chiefs spread, but I don't know. It could be a prop game. I don't like 10.5 points. Too high.
Probably
Divisional
touchdowns.
game. It's a Thursday night game. Just too many question marks in this game. We know, like you guys said, Pat Mahomes loves to slide at the 1 yard line and not cover spread. So this could be another game like that. You definitely just look at a few props.
It's probably going to be a touchdown scorer day for me. I love doing that in the prime time when I don't have any great plays. You guys are talking about how I lead the card in plays earlier. I don't think I've missed a primetime game with a play in my whole tenure on Hit the Books podcast. So you're welcome, followers. You're welcome, followers, for that. Always giving you some good plays. But I'm probably going to go with 2 touchdown scores. If I can get 2+ touchdown scores, I mean, that's not a bad play ever in the prime time.
No, that's always a good, like exactly what you did on Monday. You took the 120 and the 120. Like you hit one of those, you win money.
And it was on one of the best receivers in the league, a wide receiver 1, and then the RB1 for the Packers.
And that's who doesn't. Yeah, you take a running back 2. Really, we know Jones wasn't playing, but you take a running back 2 and a top 3 receiver in the NFL, and the top 3 receiver is the one that doesn't score.
And they were trying so hard to do it in his revenge game.
Devontae just went mute for like 2.5
quarters.
But that one drive, they were force feeding him the ball, and he couldn't get in the end zone. He stopped at the 1.
I mean, I thought he was getting it too. I thought he was about to go off. I needed points towards the end of those drives, and I couldn't get anything because I kind of wanted overtime.
Mm-hmm.
A Christian Watson TD would have been so nice, but I ended up missing both.
Yeah, but you and Jair Alexander know not to bet on that anymore with what he said about the Packers offense and the way the defense needs to play. Stop putting up points on the other team and put up the points for the Packers on their defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, he said the defense is going to need to start scoring more points.
Yeah, that's a tough scene. Imagine Jordan Love seeing that. He's like, whew. I mean, Jordan Love passes the eye test. I don't know about you guys, though. The arm angles he throws at and whatnot. I think he's just inexperienced. I think he might be pretty good down the stretch.
Exactly. It's just inexperience. He hasn't had enough situations like this to not make the mistakes. He's got to make them first before he can adapt to these situations. But Packers are still a pesky team. I think that was a bad situation for them to be in on the road on a Monday Night Football game. But I'm not counting them out yet.
No, me either. Definitely not.
I was gonna say, I'm not. I was in the Raiders in that game. I just thought it was a good spot for them to get a win at home on prime time. But I am big on Jordan Love. They have a bye this week. I think they get things right. I'm big on LaFleur too. So I like that duo of Matt LaFleur with Jordan Love. He's shown that he's able to get it done. I know he's had Aaron Rodgers.
Got to get Aaron Jones on the field.
I definitely think get Aaron Jones back on the field. That's the biggest thing for the Packers right now.
Yeah, he gets paid too. He's probably one of the highest paid running backs in the NFL, right? I think he signed like that 4-year,
Yeah, he's like
$33 million,
top. I
something
think
like
he's
3
top
years.
five. McCaffrey's one.
Yeah, deservedly so. But no, back to this Thursday night game. I don't think the Broncos are going to stick around. I mean, these large spreads. I think there was a stat we saw the other day about what is it, double-digit spreads being covered this year. They've been covering at an alarming rate, so I might stick with it. I've done it with the Niners. I don't know if I believe in the Chiefs that much, and a divisional game is what scares me. Could be slow, but probably going to be a Kelsey touchdown of some sort on my card.
Yeah, I don't have a play on this one either. I'm gonna look into those
Taylor
props
Swift going
here.
to be there in the prime time, Amazon Prime.
I can't remember.
Just
I
can't
don't know.
miss the
She's
game.
starting her tour soon.
Yeah, she's done going to games.
Oh, I thought it was a movie now.
This is the weirdest fucking London game I've ever seen in my life. Can we get into this game? Have either of these teams played in London? Do we know that?
I don't know that.
I'm gonna look
Ravens,
that
I
up.
don't
Jesse,
think have.
introduce the game.
Alrighty, yeah, let's get into this London game here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Ravens and the Titans in Tottenham. The Ravens are the favorite here, 4 points for them. Their money line minus 198. Titans money line at plus 166, and the total at an even 41. The trend I got here: Baltimore has played under the total 18 of its past 21 games as the favorite. They going to Tennessee, laying the 4 points there. Under 15-4 in the Titans' last 19, and under is 11-4 in the past 15 meetings between these clubs. Let's shoot it over to Mackie here. Mackie, get us started. London game. What are we thinking?
Yeah, I actually really like Baltimore in this game, covering the spread, the 4 points. Titans have been absolutely horrible away from their home field this season, 0-3 now. I took them last week, trusted them in Indianapolis, and they just they couldn't get it done at all. Fourth quarter couldn't get anything going, so I lost that one, and I really think they're going to drop this one over in London too. I'm not really high on this Ravens team. You never see him on my card, but Lamar Jackson going over to the UK, I think they're going to show something up. Coming off a pretty tough loss to the Steelers, so it's a bounce back game for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah, I
the
got
same
I got a
thing.
little I got a little stat here about the travel plans for this game. That's my favorite. That's my new favorite thing about these London games is how these coaches try to outsmart each other with,
Like what the
"Oh, we're
Bills
doing
did? What?
this."
Like
Yeah,
what?
here, listen to this. Okay, so the Ravens revealed via social media that they were flying across the pond on Monday morning with the obvious hope that leaving as early as possible would give players more time to acclimate to the time change.
We like that.
Meanwhile, the Titans aren't leaving until Thursday night.
Oh, good.
Head coach Mike Vrabel explained that he was pleased with how the team looked using the same approach in 2018 and decided he'd go with that route again. And then he said, where was it? That is the same strategy the Buffalo Bills used the last week in their Week 5 game against the Jacksonville Jaguars in London and looked off. Let's hope Tennessee does not suffer the same fate.
Yeah, I mean,
Give me the
Huff,
Ravens.
All right,
minus
Ravens minus
point.
4. Give it to me.
yeah, I love that too.
I was
Huff, that's a
already on
great
it before.
stat. That's a great stat. Like I was so surprised that the Bills
Oh.
did that, and then I'm surprised that the Titans are doing it again. Vrabel, great coach, but he referenced his past success in doing it, so I guess he's justified. But the Buffalo Bills, stupid, especially against the Jaguars, who have been there for 2 weeks. Whole different scenario with the Ravens also going there, but they have to bounce back there. Is TJ Watt playing on the other side of the ball? No. So I think the Baltimore Ravens should be able to win this game with ease. I haven't been. I kind of like the Titans last week too, Mackie. I know you had them for 2U, but yeah, they didn't show me enough, and I don't think
Can't get the job done on the road.
this Ravens team loses 2 in a row. Honestly,
Yeah, I like the Ravens here.
look for Lamar Jackson tutty in London. Lamar in London. Let's go.
Yeah, it looks like Ravens seems to be the play across the board here. The trends are saying under. Travel plans are saying Ravens. Let's get into this first 1 p.m. matchup here. The 49ers and the Browns in Cleveland. 49ers the favorite here. 6.5 points for them. That the worst spread in football. Minus 300 on the money line. Browns plus 245 in the total at 37.5. 49ers have won 16 straight up as the favorite. Browns 1-11 straight up in their past 12 versus NFC West teams. 49ers 13-3 against the spread in their past 16. Ace, let's start it off with you here. First 1 o'clock matchup going into Sunday, week 6.
First of all, you guys already know what side I'm on, and I love to hear those stats that Jesse read off because they're all in favor of San Francisco, which is awesome. But no, I've had it on the card every week. I say it every week. Put the Niners with the spread on the card. It's 4-0-1 now. They're going to be playing NBA Youngboy before the game. Brock Purdy's going to be doing his thing, improving people wrong, like Tom Brady said on his podcast today. And that team is just way too good for everybody else to hang around. These Browns, I know Watson's going to be questionable. I would hold him out this game personally. He's going to get hit a lot if he's out there. The running back room is kind of a question mark, and this team is kind of trying to figure themselves out with a lot of injuries. Losing Nick Chubb doesn't help at all. I know the defense is playing well, but this 49ers team, they went up against the Dallas Cowboys, one of the best rosters in the NFL, and they manhandled them on defense. Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner were making huge hits every time they touched the ball. Nothing could be done on offense from the opposing team, and then that 49ers offense stacked with talent was rolling. I'm going to take him with the spread on the card again. McCaffrey's going to score. We all know that. Is he going to score every game this year? I don't know. Let me hear what you guys got on this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm on the Niners here. I like them in this spot. I think that they are in a spot where I just can't fade them, certainly. I do think that 6.5 points here is a good number. I see 7 on some books, but the 6.5, if I'm going with the Niners, give me the Niners minus the 6.5 points. I definitely think Cleveland keeps it a game for a while, but I don't know. That 49ers team, they look like they're firing on all cylinders. I did end up putting the money line in, but I don't know. I can't bet against this team. I'll take them here with the minus 6.5.
Yeah, after last week, I definitely just can't. This is the most complete team I think I've ever seen. From defense to offense, linebackers, uh, they don't miss a hole on the
Crazy,
field.
dude.
Everything's there. It's insane. They have no flaws whatsoever. So yeah, I like that minus 6.5 here. I think they cover. Probably not going to see it on my card, but this should be safe.
Dude, it's well, you know what's
It's a good
crazy
test.
is McCaffrey goes off every game, right? And then you still have Ayuk who was eating at the beginning of the year. They had Debo Samuel, we know how good he is. And then now, oh wait, you forgot we had George Kittle hat trick in the prime time against an elite team. It's crazy. Even their depth guys are good players.
It's a really good test for Cleveland defense. They've been pretty good this year, aside from one game with where Dorian Thompson-Robinson decided to throw 3 interceptions. So we'll see what they can do against this elite offense.
I haven't been
49ers realistically could go 15-2 this year.
I think they can go 17-0. I think they're
Yeah,
that
I was
good.
gonna say like they could. They're
I
if
took
they can beat the Eagles in Philly, which I think they do. It could be. It's gonna be a tight game, I think. But if it's anything like that Dallas matchup, they could go undefeated.
I genuinely think that they're the best team I've ever seen.
yeah, that's why I took them to win the Super Bowl. You heard that all summer from me and
Throwing
leading
that
up.
around.
Took him to he's got to try and speak it into existence to jinx it. Especially if
Nah,
him,
dude, I actually do like the Niners. I do. I like watching them.
they're just insane. They're a powerhouse. But
Gotta win a Super Bowl. Gotta win a
yeah,
Super
got
Bowl.
to. But no, I took them to win the Super Bowl. Took them to win the NFC. Definitely took their win total over and them to win the division. So I love everything each week. It's going to be on my card. You know that. But if I've ever been not scared of a matchup, but most like deep down, like, oh God, like this could be a weird one. This feels a little trappy to me because the Browns aren't awful. And they've just been playing outworldly. Like you got to think there's going to be like one little hiccup along the way at some point. And with Miles Garrett and whatnot, I mean, they could, but I got to confidently card them again with the spread. I'm going to keep riding it until the wheels fall off. Let's go. Keep rolling nines.
Niner gang in Cleveland there. Let's jump over here to our next 1 o'clock matchup. The Commanders heading into Atlanta to visit the Falcons. Falcons are the favorite here, 2.5 points. Their money line minus 134. Commanders money line at plus 114, and the total at 42.5. No trends from me on this one. Kind of a, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this game. It's not one of my favorite on the board this week, but who wants to get us rolling here?
I'll start us out here. The only trend I know about the Atlanta Falcons right now is that Desmond Ridder has not lost a game at home since being a starter for the Atlanta Falcons, and he also didn't lose a game at home in college, if that really matters. But I
Or
don't
high
think it
school,
matters
right?
that far back. We're in the
For
pro.
high school.
I think it
Never
was his
lost a
senior
home
year
game
of high
in his
school.
career.
I saw his junior year. He lost one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I did. I forget who I heard that
Did
from.
some
But
deep
they really
research?
looked it up. Huh?
You did some deep research?
No, I heard it somewhere.
It
Someone said
wasn't
that
just
stat, and then they
some
actually
opposing
looked it up.
QB that was trying to be like, hey, I beat
No,
Desmond Ritter.
I beat
once.
Desmond. But my point is, I think this could be I know it's not pretty, but I think the Commanders could eke this thing out and get a win here. I don't have much else to say about it.
Is,
They
it, is
snuck
that is that
around.
a is that a fading America type of play?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. This Falcon.
They don't deserve 82% of the money, and I think this Falcons team is good. I do. The other play I kind of like here is the over. 40. What's the number? 42 and a half. I saw 42 and a half. Yeah, I do kind of like that over as well, but I definitely lean the Commanders. You probably won't see it on my card, but one of these shitty games, I won't even be watching this game probably. So I'd lean Commanders. I do like that over. I think there will be points scored in this game.
It's only Wednesday, so I'm not really solidifying anything right now, but I think this Falcons could be one of my favorite plays of the week. Seeing how everything moves, I would probably take the money line because they love to win 1 point, 2 point games like we saw last week. But they just keep finding ways to win games. I mean, I think they had a minute and a half drive down the field and kick a field goal in a 19-18 game, and they figured it out. So I'm gonna keep riding this team. I like this Atlanta Falcons, especially on their home field.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the trends. I know that this could go either way, and that Commanders team is super pesky. I mean, I had the Bears the other game, and they almost made it close again. But against every game, they just look like they've made some noise a bit. Logan Thomas looks really good, but I'm riding with Mackey here. You got to take the Falcons. Desmond Ritter, ride that trend exactly. You got to keep riding it until it doesn't work no more. So
Bijan anytime.
oh yeah, Bijan anytime and Desmond Ritter at home. Those are the two plays. I mean, what else are you going to look for in this one? I don't know what else to tell you. It's going to be a good game. Honestly, it'll be competitive. I'll tell you that. I bet you both teams put up a score within the 20s. What's the line at over under on this one?
2.5.
Yeah, that's like a perfect line. I feel like it's going to be 22-20 was the number that jumped into my head. Falcons win 22-20 at home. But it could be like 26-23, some weird score, weird plays, a missed extra point or something like that. 2 point conversion, then a late field goal by the Falcons to win. So yeah, Bijan's going to score as well. So I like the Dirty Birds here. Give me ATL at home.
Solid stuff there, boys, in Atlanta. Let's shift it a little more south. Carolina Panthers at the Miami Dolphins. Biggest spread of the week here. Dolphins, the favorite, 13.5 points. Their money line minus 950. The Panthers money line at plus 660. And the total at 48.5. Carolina is a dog of 14 in Miami. They're 0-7 straight up. 0-6-1 against the spread in 7 franchise games, catching 14 points or more. The Dolphins have been favored by 14 or more points just once since 1992, covering versus the Texans last November. We don't normally see spreads like this in the NFL, as we know, but I'm curious who you guys got in this one here in Miami. Hit it, Mackie.
Yeah, I think 14 is just a little too much, but I definitely think that they find a way to cover this spread. We saw it last week against the Giants. Giants and Panthers are kind of similar teams. And the Dolphins probably should have won that game by 30, but they still eked out a 16-point win covering the spread. No Devon A-Chain. He's put on the IR. You still have Raheem Mostert back there. You still have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua, of course. I think this team is just going to run all over this Panthers team. They should definitely cover this 14 points.
Mackie Castellanos solo shot 1-1.
Fire.
Go Phils. Yeah, Mackie, like you said, those guys are going to be firing on all cylinders. Maybe a team total over could be a play to look at there. Spread's really crazy. I do think they could cover it, but I'm not touching
Ace, that's
it.
exactly what I'm looking at. Just finish up and I'll tell you the line.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's what I'm taking.
Literally, I mean, the thing I like is those receivers to go crazy. Jeff Wilson Jr. is back in the mix. They brought in the tight end Chase Claypool. It's gonna be that offense is gonna be firing. I mean, they're actually gonna play him at tight end, so that'll be pretty fun to watch. If he plays there on that offense, the way they play, they don't power run at all. So
They don't
he's
need
a
a tight. Yeah, they don't need a tight end.
He
Yeah,
won't be blocking.
yeah. You put him in that position
He's
though.
not gonna block anyone. He can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll get ran over.
but Jeff
He can't even
Wilson
block
Jr. back
quarterbacks playing
too.
receiver.
I don't know if he's gonna play this week. Stash that guy in your fantasy leagues if you're in a deep one. He's gonna
Who?
get into the mix. He's pretty solid with a chain on the IR.
They have so many weapons, dude. You just
Mhm.
can't cover them.
I do expect
Ace, the
Adam
line-
Thielen to have a good game though. By the way,
The
He
line
always
is
finds a way. He always
Dolphins
finds a way to
team
put up
total
points.
31.5. Is that too high?
it is too high. I'm not gonna card any of that. Do I
I
take the?
probably
What
wouldn't
about the
card it for that.
Tyreek Hill catches prop? I'm like 2 for 2 on it this year already.
It's probably
8.5.
No, it's been
eight.
6.5 most weeks. Could go up to 7.5 maybe now.
Those aren't out. Yeah, I was gonna say the props are Sunday
Nah,
aren't out yet.
maybe not against the Panthers. Probably 6.5.
Yeah, it's always 6.5. And you want to know why though?
Yeah.
It's because there's Waddle and there's a lot of other
Yeah,
guys.
it's because they got too many weapons.
Yeah, and he cashes it easily. I think he had 6 in the first half last week, but 2-2 on that. I'll have to read into it. It's a prop game. Dolphins love going crazy on offense and throwing the ball every down. So that's what I'm looking at. But I don't think there's any chance the Panthers have it winning this game. Covering maybe, but winning 0%.
Yeah, that's
Panthers.
gonna be a kind of a interesting game. I don't think it'll be
Panthers
a
Chuba
close
Hubbard's
game,
literally
but-
taking over the starting running back role. This team's in demise before it even started. Traded away all their picks like idiots for a guy that can barely even see over the O line. But at least Adam Thielen's flashy.
14 is the spread there. Huge spread. Going to be a good 1 o'clock matchup there. We'll see if the Dolphins can do it. Another 1 o'clock matchup here. Minnesota Vikings in Chicago to visit the Bears. Vikings are the favorite here. 2.5 points for them. Their money line minus 148. Bears money line at plus 126 and the total at 44.5. Bears ended their 14-game losing skid last week, but have still lost 9 straight at home, and they host Minnesota as small underdogs. 2.5 points here. Call it 3. What are you guys thinking on this one?
What a sketchy line. Jeez. If I've ever seen one, I mean, you got to think the Vikings cover 2.5, 3 points here. But again, Jettas is out. This Vikings team doesn't have much going for them. This is definitely a sketchy game. I don't want to bet on either one of these teams. I want to hear what you guys have to think about this.
Yeah. Hold on one second. I closed my FanDuel app. Not on the NFL anymore. I don't know. This divisional game, Vikings Bears. The Vikings have not looked good. No Justin Jefferson here. Obviously, the Bears coming off a big win. I think there is value in this Bears team here, but I don't know. The Vikings. This is an ugly game. I'd probably lean on the Bears. The line doesn't make sense to me with no Justin Jefferson personally. But I don't know. I'm going to lean on the Bears here. Probably won't see it on my card, but I like the Bears with
Can't bet on the
on the money line.
Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I bet
What the
on the
fuck is
Bears
going on?
last week and I hit it at plus two
Yeah,
thirty
that
one,
was
Mackie.
props to you. That was fucking
That's the
crazy.
only time I
But
think I bet on
you
the
hit.
Bears in
You
like the
can't
last
hate.
2 years. But this game right here, I'm with Huff. It's got me thinking hard. I just submitted my weekly pick'em plays right there. That's why I let him jump in first. But no, I was choosing there. It's like, oh, I have it at one confidence on the Vikings because I am not confident in them at all without Justin Jefferson. I know they have Jordan Addison and KJ Osborne stepping into the role. TJ Hawkinson's going to get fed. But that run game, I think they saw something that said they have 0 broken tackles on the season by a running back. That's craziness to me. I mean,
That's got to be false. Like, how do you
no, it was
like?
by a legitimate account. So on true run plays, they have 0 broken tackles or something like that. And I believe it. I mean, the guys that they have been mid at best, and that defense is just weak. I know Harrison Smith's trying to do all he can, but he can't do much. But on the other side, you have the Chicago Bears. They're coming off a win. They're playing at home though. Oh, I keep teetering back and forth. I could see the Bears string it to 2 in a row, and there was so much hype on Justin Fields. Maybe that's why he fell flat on his face to start the year. Now that he's got that behind him, we might start turning it up a little bit. But uh, can't really make a pick on this one. Wouldn't put my money anywhere near it. Right now, I'm on the Vikings, but by Sunday, ask me again. I'm on Chicago.
Agreed.
Just rolling through these 1 o'clock matchups. Another interesting one here. Colts in Jacksonville to visit the Jaguars. Jaguars the favorite. 4.5 points there. Their money line minus 210. The Colts money line at plus 176. The total at 46.5. Jacksonville has dominated Indianapolis to the tune of 14-2-1 against the spread in the past 17 games between them. They're favored at home after their London upset. After their London upset of the Bills. What are you guys thinking here on this 1 o'clock matchup in Jacksonville, Florida? Another Florida one.
Yeah, I
Go
mean,
Ace.
do you think that my Trevor Lawrence MVP lottery ticket has any life now after last week's performance? Does his Super Bowl chances or winning the AFC or getting to the conference championship have any legs now? Do you believe it a bit more after he beat Buffalo, or is it more of that a London effect? What do you guys think about that?
Buffalo's also banged up too. They lost Matt Milano in that game. I think he's out for the season if I'm not wrong. But definitely a huge game for Trevor Lawrence to gain his confidence back. This team they haven't been themselves or at least themselves for that last end of last season. But Trevor Lawrence definitely looked back to himself against a good Bills team. Going over to London and beating a top 5 team in the NFL. So it's a big statement win. It really shows a lot about their character, and they definitely needed that one for a confidence boost.
The thing is, like, we're talking about Trevor Lawrence so much, and I agree with you. I mean, he looked good for once, for maybe the second or third time this season. But the thing that's really being underrated is that defense, that really young defense. They spent a lot of top draft picks on it the last 3 years. He shut down a really strong Buffalo Bills offense that just slaughtered the Dolphins a couple weeks ago. Put up big numbers on some other teams earlier in the season, and they aren't banged up on that side of the ball. So I don't know why they couldn't get it going. Maybe this Jaguars defense is a lot better than we thought. I'm taking the Jaguars here over the Colts for sure. Big divisional game. It's going to get them back on track, and they're going to get a little hot streak here. I bet you they rattle off a few wins in a row. But Trevor Lawrence firing on all cylinders. Got Zay Jones back in the mix as well. Travis Etienne, that guy's been on fire this year. So without Anthony Richardson, I don't like them to get it done. Give me the Jaguars, but look for Zach Moss to have a big day again, not Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, we were just talking about how Gardner Minshew stepped into some good situations this year and played really well. But I'm with you here. I like the Jags. I also really like the under. I think even though Jaguars offense has started to get going, it's still a really good Colts defense. And like you just said, this Jaguars defense is really carrying them throughout the season so far. So you got a divisional matchup here. Two teams leading the division. I think we're not going to see a lot of points, but I do think the Jags will cover 4 points.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also on the Jaguars here. I like the 4 point spread. I think they do come out and cover, like you said, off a big win in the London game against Buffalo. Back to back London games. They're coming back home. I think they're going to be excited to be on their home field. Divisional matchup. I usually like taking the underdog in these spots, but I think this could be a game where Minshew doesn't necessarily perform up to the standards that he has been throughout this year. But look for Jonathan Taylor to have a good game. This could be a game where they kind of rely on their new high-paid running back to see what he can do for them in that offense. But I do like the Jaguars here. I think they cover the 4 points.
This Jaguars team is looking to clean that AFC South title. I think the big run starts here this week with a divisional win at home.
Good stuff there, boys. We got two more 1 o'clock matchups here to go over. First one being New Orleans Saints heading to Houston to see the Texans. Small spread here. The Saints are the favorite. 1.5 points there. Their money line minus 124. Texans money line at plus 106. And the total at 42.5. No trends from me here on this one. But a game here in Houston.
Texans
Not too
money
far to
line.
travel for the
Texans money line.
Saints. What do you think, Mackie?
Yeah, yes, I'm with you here. I actually do really like the Texans. Saints coming off a statement win against the Patriots. They're on top of the wagon right now. But going into Houston, I mean, this Houston Texans team, CJ Stroud's been playing really good football. I see a game where that Saints offense isn't really getting much going. Probably a frustrating first half, and I think the Texans get off to a nice lead and they just hold on. This is going to be a good under the radar game.
Yeah, I think so too. CJ
Phillies
Stroud
4-1. Let's fucking
who
go.
hit a home run.
Harper.
Oh, how good is that guy in the
Yep,
playoffs?
Bryce Harper.
I said this
Wow,
all
that's
MLB
crazy.
season long, all summer. You don't want to see the Phillies in the playoffs. You're like, oh, the Braves do. No, they don't. The
They're
Phillies
the
have
best.
that. The Phillies
They're the
have the
best
talent.
postseason team ever, dude.
They have the talent, and that's a divisional matchup. They've seen them. They have the pitching to do it. They have the hitting to do it. It's craziness. But back to this game we were talking about. CJ Stroud going for the offensive rookie of the year. Hasn't thrown an interception yet. That's crazy. I think he set a record with that last week. He's going up against a really tough defense here. I could see him throwing an interception. This is going to be a one-score game. Saints blew the doors off the Patriots last week, but before that, take that outlier out, and they've had some one-score games throughout the season. I think it's another one-score game here. I do think CJ Stroud can get it done. It's going to be a tough one. I don't think this one's going to be pretty. I like the under here, but I like CJ Stroud and the Texans on the money line here.
I kind of lean on the opposite side here. I think that Saints defense is going to cause Stroud to have some problems. I could see him throw his first interception in this game. I know that's not a big statement, but I definitely could see this Saints defense frustrate the young quarterback and this young Texans offense on their home field. I know they're coming off a big win against your Patriots, like a huge offensive performance. No one really expected I don't even know what the final score was, 30
34
something
nothing.
nothing, 34 nothing, but yeah, I think the Saints can do enough here to get the job done. I do agree with your undertake. I think it is an ugly game, but I don't know. I like the Saints defense to cause some problems.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, Huff. But I think the game's going to be like 19-16, and Stroud's going to throw. He's going to be able to throw that one touchdown on the day to get the win. I could see him going for like 250 to 300, one touchdown, one pick, and they win 19-16. But the thing is, Kamara looked pretty strong in his return last week. He's going to be one of the best players on the field on Sunday. So be a pretty snoozy game in my opinion. But it'll be on at the end of the 1 o'clock hour, and it's going to be that last kick, maybe last throw, last possession type thing.
I think it's going to be an interesting game there. Possibly like the under, and those Saints possibly get it done. Let's jump into this final 1 o'clock matchup here. Seattle Seahawks heading into Cincinnati. Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals the favorite, -3. Their money line at -146. Seahawks money line at +124, and the total at 45.5. No trends for me on this one here, but the Seahawks traveling all the way over to Cincinnati. What are you guys thinking here? -3 the spread. We got a couple coming up here. -3. It's the spread.
Yeah, I like the Bengals here. I was telling Mackie before before we started recording. I think I'm buying back in on this Bengals team. I took them last week on my mortal lock in Arizona. They were able to cash that for me. That was a big win for me. I needed that. And then I'm gonna go again with them here this week. I'm taking the Bengals again here, -3. at home against these Seahawks. I think Joe Burrow's back. I know he's still fighting that injury, but I think he's starting to find his groove and what he needs to do to win these games and do enough. That Bengals defense still continues to have question marks, but I'm gonna stick with my guns here. I'm going with Joe Burrow and the Bengals minus the 3 points here. I think this is another big Jamar Chase game.
It's crazy that you say that because I feel like everybody in America is like, hey, that was the get right game for the Bengals. And I'm buying into that too. And I think the Bengals are still going to be in the hunt in this division. But I don't know why I'm on the Seattle Seahawks this week. I like them as dogs here. I like them in the spot. This team's overachieved my expectations. I wasn't high on them at all last year, wasn't high on them this year, but they're playing good football and they're coming off the bye week, which is a nice thing to have. Joe Burrow got a he just traveled to Arizona. Now he's got to go play a tougher team in the Seahawks this week. I think it's going to be a one-score game. I like a lot of points here. Actually, I think Joe Burrow has a good day. I think Geno Smith has a good day. I'm going to take the Seahawks spread here. I'm going to stick on the spread with this one. Might touch the money line. I don't know about that, but you could see the Seahawks spread on my card this week.
Yeah, this is a sketchy game. I'm not really on either team here. I do like the Bengals though. I think that they have. If I'm gonna lean to a side, I like the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow can kind of get back in the swing of things. It's just a matter of if that defense can shut down Geno Smith or not. I know he just went into New York and did what he wanted to, but the Giants' defense isn't really much to talk about. But I don't know. Cincinnati at home, you got to win this game. Falling to 2-4 here isn't a good situation, especially in that competitive division. We got to see what Joe Burrow can do. I know he's not fully healthy, but you got the weapons. Find Jamar Chase. You found him last week 3 times in the end zone, and everything was fine. So see what we can do this week. I like the Bengals.
Yeah, the fact that you bring up that they're at home really makes me believe in it too. I'm going to take them with the points. This would be a great opportunity for me to tease them here. I like them to get a lot of points. That would be a fun one to see. I like both teams to score. Like you said, that Bengals defense is so leaky. And this Seahawks offense isn't talked about enough because Geno Smith, he isn't a top end quarterback, but the weapons elsewhere are really good. They have Kenneth Walker. He's top end running back. He's probably one of the most slept on running backs in the league. He seems to find the end zone every time he plays. Then that receiver trio they have is actually insane. Metcalf, Lockett, and JSN. Noah Fant at tight end too isn't too bad. So I like points on both sides. I Bengals could end up winning, but I do think the Seahawks cover and keep it competitive. They could steal this one though. I'm still not sold on Joe Burrow's health yet.
Going to be a sketchy one here. You said it, Ace, with Joe Burrow's health, with just Seahawks, not sure of how they're going to react. So we'll see here. First 4 o'clock matchup we want to hit is the New England Patriots heading to Las Vegas, Nevada with the
Ew.
Raiders. The Raiders are the favorite here, -3. Their money line -164. Patriots money line at +138 in the total at 41.5. No trends for me here in this first 4 o'clock game. 4:06 kickoff. Ace, why don't you get us started here?
Yeah, I mean, these two teams are both not very good, as you can tell by the spread on this game. I'm surprised that the Raiders won last week, but I'm going to chalk it up to the inexperience of Jordan Love. Huff, good hit on the card. I couldn't pick a side on that one. But I'm don't listen to me, probably a biased Patriots take, but I'll give you the state of their team first. I mean, complete dumpster fire on offense. The defense, they gave up 34 points last week, but if you watch, they played well. There was so many 3-and-outs. It's just the field position. Offense literally did nothing. They did negative since they threw another pick six. Mac Jones tying Tom Brady's stat for career pick sixes thrown at Gillette. Tom Brady 4 in 20 years. Mac Jones 4 in 3 years. But I don't know. Mac, you were saying it earlier. Zappy's not getting the start. He might come into some games, but I think he hasn't played his best football yet. He can only get better. It's been god awful. I don't think he's actually that bad, but putrid O line, no weapons, no running back. I think he would excel a lot more in a better offense, but that's not the situation. So you got to call it like you see it. Playing awful. I'm gonna stick with the Patriots to win this game. It's against Josh McDaniels. He got a little brother. Raiders are terrible. But yeah, I'm not putting any money on this team anytime soon. Won't be on my card after that bounce back last week. I thought they were going to have. They didn't. So I think it'll be a competitive one though. And this could be a game the Patriots could win. First time they're playing a bad defense in so long.
Yeah, I was going to say, I kind of agree with you here. I think this is a good spot for the Patriots. They need a game like this. I know it is away in the road. They did play in Vegas last year. We know what happened there with the Jacoby Myers catch.
That's
To
why he's
Mac
not on the
Jones.
team.
Yeah, that's why he's on the Raiders now. He already had a career touchdown for him, basically, so they just figured they'd give him the contract. But I don't know. I kind of like the Patriots in this spot, plus the 3 points. I certainly will not be carding it. I was on that Raiders team. I definitely don't think the Raiders are 3-3 good, but I don't think the Patriots are 1-5 bad. So I'm just kind of leaning on my gut here that the Patriots, little brother McDaniel, get the job done. It's just yeah, Belichick just needs to have a game plan here. This is a Belichick business trip here to Vegas, taking the boys. I don't know. I
Think
like the
about the
Patriots here.
defenses
It's
we
not
played
pretty.
though. Think about the defense
It's
we
not
played though.
pretty.
We've had the Eagles, the Saints, the Cowboys. We played the Dolphins and who's our fifth one? The Jets. That's a good defense too. I mean, the Raiders defense here is very different challenge. So I'm actually excited to see. There's not much to be excited about the Patriots offense, but I'm excited to see if they can actually capitalize on a good matchup for once.
It's not easy to go into Las Vegas though, and this team really doesn't have much going for them. I lean Raiders. I'm not probably not going to take it on the card. I mean, Patriots been outscored 72-3 in their
Oh,
last two
awful.
games. So I mean, how much longer can that really go on? I think this is definitely a situation where Bill Belichick just kind of steps in and at least keeps the game close, puts them in, and they could find a way to backdoor win this game. But I think the Raiders should at least get the job done.
Yeah, I don't expect a lot of points here. I think I actually love the under here, but then again, that I could never bet an under in a Raiders defense game.
Patriots defense is too banged up too. I mean, there's too many.
If you watched last week, you definitely didn't. It was a stinker, but their defense was actually forcing 3-and-outs all the time. It's just the field position game is nuts. It's like every drive starts from the 40, and we're throwing pick sixes every week. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, Patriots are definitely in shambles right now.
I bet you I'm the only one of us four watching this game on Sunday.
I'll see it on red zone. I'll see a touchdown or two.
I don't know.
You
I can
hope
see,
you see a
yeah,
touchdown or two in this game, man. You gotta
I have
hope.
a feeling that's going to be my cable game.
Really?
Looking at these games, it'll probably be Eagles Jets.
For
You
sure.
don't watch red zone?
I do.
No, I do, but I'm just saying, like I always have my TV on,
I
but
have
I usually just
yeah.
do Red Zone on my
On your
laptop.
you gotta have red zone on one TV. You have the local game on one TV, and if you got the three TV set up, you're golden. That's what we had last week. But
Yeah.
Alrighty, boys, let's keep it rolling here. 4 p.m. matchup, another -3 spread here for the Lions. The Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. Lions -3 on the spread, like I said. Their money line -166. Bucks money line at +104, and the total at 43.5. No trends for me on this 4 o'clock matchup. What do we think's going to happen here in Tampa? Hit it, Mackie.
Are the Bucks coming off a bye?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really like the Lions here. I know the Bucks coming off a bye, they're home, but this Lions team just they're playing incredible football. We put them in our power rankings this week. They find that 5 spot. Bucks had a rhythm going there. They had something going. I know they're coming off a bye, but they might have lost it a little, might come out a little slow, and you can't really afford to against this offense. Jared Goff is playing pretty incredible football right now. Him and Amon-Ra are just clicking like that. David Montgomery playing incredible football. This offense is really getting going, and that defense is nothing to mess around with either. So, I know the Bucks have a good defense as well. Could be a lower scoring game, but I think the Lions will get their points. Give me the Lions -3. I expect them to keep rolling.
it's crazy that I'm gonna say this, but I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers money line here. Baker Mayfield enjoying football again, playing great football, but it's really not about Baker Mayfield. It's about the rest of that roster. I think this is a great matchup for the Buccaneers here. Lions, they've been overachieving a ton in my opinion. They're a really good team. And they're probably going to make a playoff run to the playoffs, I should say. But without Amon-Ra St. Brown, or even if he's banged up, then I don't really like the matchup here for them at all. I know Laporte has been great, one of the top tight ends in the league, one of the top rookies, but with Devin White and Levante David, that's the perfect matchup. Antoine Winfield Jr. there as well. The run's going to get stifled. David Montgomery really been carrying the load and taking the pressure off Jared Goff so he can not have them commit and pass. Jared Goff's been stepping up with those mid-tier weapons besides Amon-Ra. I like the Bucks here. They're going to keep leading that division. They're going to cash this over on the wins on the season. I told you guys from the beginning of the season, 6.5. I pegged this as a win. They stole some other games for me. I think they get it done here. They're at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They are home, yeah.
I love
Ace,
this game. Raymond James
I don't
Stadium.
Yeah, I don't really think that's crazy at all. I think the Bucks have a lot going for them. I think they're actually a pretty good team. Probably going to win that division. I think now. I think they could actually steal that over the Saints. But
Me too.
I just think this Lions team is so good. I mean,
A lot
the
of people
offense
do.
is
That's
going,
why I was
defense
saying
backs
it's
them up.
crazy. That's the
I
only
know
reason I'd say it's crazy the Bucks win. I don't think it is personally, but I think a lot of America would think
I
so.
don't think it's. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll tell you that. But I do like the Lions.
I can't pick a side in this game just because I was trying to think of a way. I look at the line. I like the Lions -3. But kind of like Ace said, the home off a bye, they did look good to start the season. I don't
Baker looked
necessarily
good.
have a pick on this game right now. I think I lean on the Lions -3, but I don't know. I don't love this game right now. I'm gonna have to kind of wait and see where I go on this one.
Baker's been looking really good this year. So
How could you
um,
not with Mike
Plus,
Evans and Chris
if
Godwin?
you get to 3.5, it's a whole different game.
I just like the matchup a lot though. The best run defense in the NFL, one of them. They were one of the best run defenses last year too, but that's what's been successful. If you guys have been watching the Lions, without Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery's really been the centerpiece of the whole offense. And I think
do
Amon-Ra's out again.
you think they got to get Jahmyr Gibbs more in this offense? Or
In
I mean,
this game, yes.
he's getting like south of like 6 carries a
That's all
game.
right though. Against the other defenses that can't stop the run, pound the rock with
But
David Montgomery. Keep your
Montgomery's
Gibbs
been
legs
so good.
fresh too. They want to keep the Gibbs legs fresh. They're gonna have him for 3 more years, and if they get to the playoffs, they're gonna ride him. But David Montgomery,
I
once
was
this
just gonna say
contract's up,
they're
he's
gonna try to do
gone.
what the Chiefs do with Pacheco.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's what they did with Jamal Williams last year too. Like feed him while he's there,
Mhm.
rest your good guy, and then he's. But this game, I think they might have to use Jameer more. They're not going to be able to power run with Demont. I know that O
He
line's
was hurt
been
last
lights out.
He didn't even play last
Oh,
Well, Jahmyr Gibbs didn't even play last week.
yeah, no, David Montgomery, even when he was playing, I mean, that guy's been great. But that old line for the Lions is nothing to joke about. That's probably the best part about their team. This will be a good game, though, I think, in the 4 o'clock slate.
Yeah, for sure.
Philly 6-1.
All right. Next 4 o'clock matchup here: the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are the favorite here, -7 at home. Their money line -330. Cardinals +265, and the total at 48.5. No trends from me on this game. I'm not excited about this game.
Yeah, this is.
I'll tell you what,
This might be
this is the first time I'm on the Rams all year. You guys didn't watch last week? They played the Eagles, and Nakua and Cup looked electric with Matt Stafford. I think they're gonna have a big day again. They both put up over 100, I believe.
Yeah.
The
Well,
offensive line was atrocious, though. I mean, second half of that game, they didn't. I don't think they scored a point in the second half. Matt Stafford
They
had like
didn't.
less than 1.3
but how
seconds.
good
with
is
the ball
that
out of
defense?
hand.
And that's one of the best teams in the NFL.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But I mean, you got to be better than that. I mean, anybody can pass rush against 1.3. Like, if you can get through, if he never has a play where he can get the ball off. I mean, did you watch like the fourth quarter?
Yeah, no, and you want to know what
Well,
sucks though? This
it was
reminds me of Mac
insane.
Jones, but nobody says this for him.
Well, because he's worse.
Yeah, no, it's valid, but I'm just saying it's even worse. But yeah, no, I think this is going to be exciting to watch. I think Nakua. I'm a big Nakua fan. Cooper Cup, I've always liked him. I think that they have their way. There's going to be a lot of points for the Rams in this one. Their team total could be a good thing to look at. Maybe Cup to get in since he didn't last week. I think he definitely
Yeah.
does this week.
I was just gonna say that's the one thing I'm looking at in this game is him to get in the end zone. I do like the Rams with the points here. I'm probably gonna card the Rams -7 here and the Cup touchdown.
7 so much though in a divisional game.
I kind of like I kind of like the Cardinals.
I
Here,
love the
especially
Rams here, Huff. First
just with
time all
the
year I'm
points.
on them.
Cardinals been hanging around, man. That offense has been getting going. I mean, the
I
defense
like the
sucks.
Cards too. They've been fun to watch.
They could be without James Conner this week too.
Could this be a
That's
high scoring
that-
game? Is that just me?
Yeah, I was gonna
No,
say I like
James
the points
Conner
as
not
well.
could be. He's out for like 4 weeks. He's on the IR.
Oh, is he?
Yep. They're going with
Okay.
that rookie who played last week. His name's evading me right now. Eric something.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know who you're talking about.
yeah, but
I don't know. I still like the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals. I like the points too.
there's a
though.
lot of points in this game. I think that
Yeah, I
offense
think
look pretty
so.
good. That's pretty good weapons out there in Arizona. Hollywood Brown, Rondale Moore,
Heck,
Michael
As
Wilson.
long as Dobbs is
Zach
playing
Ertz.
decent football, I mean, they're putting up the points. And the
Those
Rams
guys
have
get
a pretty
open.
atrocious defense as well.
Yeah, agreed. And I think Stafford and Dobbs have a nice little quarterback duel in the 4 o'clock slate. Whoever loses this game is the worst team in the NFC West.
Alrighty, let's keep it going here. The last 4 o'clock matchup we got on Sunday, week 6, Philadelphia Eagles heading to New York to visit the Jets. The Eagles are the favorite here, -7. Their money line, -330. The Jets money line at +265. The total at an even 41. The trend I got here, the Jets have never beaten Philadelphia. They're 0-12 straight up as they host the Eagles at 7 points. What are we thinking here in New York? Mackie, you want to get us rolling here?
Yeah, I'm not gonna fade this Eagles team, but I definitely do like this +7 points. Zach Wilson playing two good weeks in a row. He had a good game last week. That Brees Hall 76-yard touchdown, I think it was, kind of got that offense going in the second half. But he's definitely a different Zach Wilson. 2 games ago he came up short against the Chiefs. Last week he had a good statement win against the Broncos. I'm not saying he's gonna win this game, but he could definitely cover 7 points. That Eagles offense, there's just there's really no answer to some things they do, especially that, what do they call it?
The brotherly
The
shove.
brotherly shove, yeah. Yeah, so,
It's so fucking
I don't
stupid.
know.
The
I
tush
definitely like
push.
that, but yeah, whatever you guys wanna call it, there's a few names for it. But this Jets team, kinda like them now. Their defense is getting back into it because Zach Wilson's playing better. Wilson connection's getting a little better. They got a lot of bright lights ahead.
Yeah, bright lights aren't good for Zach Wilson. I think he's playing way over his head. I think he's going to come back to earth. He hasn't even played well, and he's playing over his head, in my opinion. But I think the Eagles team, Mackey or Cowboy bias, is showing just like my Patriot was earlier. The Philadelphia Eagles are a great football team. They're going to win by double digits this week. I'm probably going to card this spread. They're way too good to keep this game close. Sauce Gardner, I bet you he doesn't have as good of a game as you think. I like the A.J. Brown matchup over him. A lot of these good cornerbacks, A.J. Brown, just a big boy, tough to cover. Him and Devontae Smith are going to be wearing the colored cleats to catch him fines and winning games. Jalen Hurts and crew getting another win this week. Jets, uh, you've outplayed yourself. You had the Chiefs defense and the Broncos defense. Now go play defending NFC Championship defense. So easy enough to said. Philadelphia Eagles are number 2 in our power rankings for a reason. Undefeated. Yeah, give me the Eagles here with the points.
Yeah, I've been the one that keeps continually fading the Eagles on the spread, and it has not been working for me. So, this is going to be the week where I do think they do cover the 7 points here. I like the Eagles with the points. I don't know if I'm going to be carding it. I might just because I think this is a good spot for them here. Kind of like Ace said, I think we could see some regression here from Zach Wilson on their home field. A tough defense to go up against. I think their defensive line causes a lot of frustration for him. But the Jets have weapons. I think they're going to get theirs. This over under is very weird in my opinion. I thought
Very
it would be
low.
a little higher. Yeah, 41 is crazy in my opinion, but
I have
that
40
makes
and
me
a
just
half.
want to that's even lower. That
Means
makes me just
going
want to
down.
stay away from the total here, but I don't know. I lean the
Which
Eagles with the points.
which says a lot because, they're expecting the Eagles' offense to not really get going.
What's a better matchup? Darius Slay versus Garrett Wilson or Sauce Gardner versus A.J. Brown?
Definitely AJ Brown versus
The other side's a great matchup too.
Yeah, they're both pretty damn good.
I like the Eagles here.
I think you're gonna see more of Sauce than AJ Brown.
because the Eagles have the ball more.
Yeah, and it's Jalen Hurts with the ball in
You
his
think
hands,
he
not Zach
shadows
Wilson.
A.J. Brown though, or is it going to be Devontae Smith and
It's
A.J.
hard
Brown?
because they have somebody just as good on the other side.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
no,
I
Sauce.
like the Eagles here. They match up better at every position. They can shut down with anything that the Jets try and do on offense. What are the Jets going to do on offense? They're not going to be able to run the ball that well against this defense. So you eliminate the Brees Hall factor. And then I don't know how Zach Wilson. It's a tough defense for Garrett Wilson to get open against. He's going to, but I don't know how Zach Wilson's going to find time to find the ball. He was struggling with
They're
the
gonna win
Chiefs
this
and
game, and the
Broncos.
defense is gonna step up.
Yeah. What do you think the score of this one is? 27-13 Eagles. Maybe even 30.
24-20.
I kind of agree with Ace. 27. What did you say? 27-13? I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah, I don't think I think they scored once.
I think the Jets cover.
Let's jump into this Sunday primetime matchup. The New York Giants and the Buffalo Bills. The Battle New York here. Buffalo Bills are the favorite, -14. Their money line, -900. Giants money line +610. The total, 44.5. The trends I got here, under is 13-2 in the Giants' last 15 non-conference games. And the Giants are on 0-6 against the spread, losing skid. What are we thinking here? 14 points is a ton of points, similar to that Dolphins game. What are we thinking here?
I think they cover it.
Yeah,
Bills.
I don't have much to say about this game. I cannot bet on this Giants team. I think they're fucking terrible.
I love betting
Um,
against them. I love it.
Yeah, but they do it. They love to do some. I know they haven't done it this year in the prime time, but I feel like the prime time is when they cover these kinds of games. The Bills are obviously coming off a tough loss against the Jaguars, so they're looking to get right here on their home field in the prime time. I definitely would think the Bills cover this, but I don't know if I can take it.
Who's the guy that was in the backfield last week, Mackie, all game in London? Was it AJ Epinesa? He was all over Trevor Lawrence last week. I can't remember. It was one of their
Not
young
sure.
guys. It was one of the
They
young.
lost Milano.
Yeah, but there was
they
one
have
of those young
holes on
edge rushers
defense.
who was all over Lawrence all game. He had multiple hits or sacks. And I think they have good depth on their defense, especially if Saquon Barkley's out. You might see me card this in the prime time. If he's in, I'm probably not going to. But I think that I like the team total over points for the Bills this week. I think after losing last week, they're going to do what they did after they lost to the Jets and come out and put up like 30 to 40 points.
Maybe a first half minus 7.5. That'll probably be the line.
You like the
Yeah,
team
I don't like
total
a
over?
full game. No, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't like a full game, 14. It's just
Yeah.
a little scary, yeah.
You like the Giants defense? They haven't shown me much at all.
No, I don't like the Giants defense at all, but I like I
I
could
like
see it.
Thibodeau. That's it.
Yeah, I could see Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley backdoor cover, 14 points. But the 7.5 in the first half, I mean, Bills should be up at least 10 points at half.
What if Barkley
I
doesn't
haven't
play?
watched the Giants. I haven't watched the Giants play.
I think
Has
Barkley is
Isaiah
playing.
Simmons played for them yet?
I don't know. I don't watch the Giants either, but I think Barkley is back.
Every time I watch the Giants, Daniel Jones is on his ass getting hit. They've been in the prime time a lot too, and they can't get anything going
They're
through the
always in the prime time. Why are the Giants always in the
big
prime
fan
time? They're always
base.
playing
Big
football.
fan base, easy answer. But no, on the other side of the coin, the wide receivers on the Giants, I don't know. They can't get anything going with them. They have plethora of guys. They got to stick true to them. Hyatt, Wandale, Slayton. It's like,
Waller.
yeah, are any of them going to step up? Like, I don't know.
Nobody steps up,
Without
man.
Barkley, I would take any spread against this team.
There's no threat.
There is no threat. There's no one there's no like key factor, key player on this offense you have to keep an eye on.
Only team that's worse to watch on offense than the Patriots is the Giants. The Steelers probably aren't fun to watch on offense either, but at least they win the game.
Yeah, they're always
Barely.
Yeah, Steelers just fucking
They
somehow
win. All
keep
that
finding
matters is a
ways
win,
to
though. That's really
score.
all that matters.
It is, yeah. Huff went from sell the team to
literally
let's fucking go,
my
Steelers.
text during that game after when they scored the first touchdown. I'm like, I hope we fucking lose 42-3 like the fucking Patriots did to the Cowboys.
I know
And then we're just hanging around. I'm like, they're gonna win this game.
we're not
Kenny
going to
Pickett
touch on the
audible.
Steelers
Did you
here
see that?
too much, but Deontay Johnson is coming back after the bye as well.
Yeah,
Did you see the Matt Canada reaction to the Kenny Pickett touchdown?
he just sits there with a straight face.
He called an audible, you know it.
They were chanting "Fire Canada" at the Penguin game last
I
night.
saw that, yeah. Get the guy
It's all
out
over
of
the
there,
place.
man.
We'll definitely talk about the Steelers come next week as they're on the bye here this week. So let's jump into this Monday night game here. Dallas Cowboys, Los Angeles Chargers. Another game here in LA. The Cowboys are the favorite here at 2.5 points. Their money line minus 132. Chargers at plus 112. And the total at 50.5.
Great
The
game.
trends I have here. Cowboys have covered the game in the past 4 seasons the week before their bye week. And the Chargers have alternated wins and losses the past 10 seasons after a bye week. So they're due to lose. Cowboys 2.5 here. Mackie, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, this Cowboys team, they just give me so many uncertainties. Terrible week last week, but you got to think that they bounce back. You got to think Dak bounces back. He just started. I mean, once he throws an interception, he can't freaking stop. He threw 3 last game. I guess he was definitely just forcing it down a lot of points, but I mean, you got to protect the ball a little better. This San Diego defense. I mean, Brandon Staley's going to have this guy looking like a top 5 quarterback again. He should put up the points. Cowboys should be good here. They just don't play good football on the road. Lost to the Cardinals on the road. Got blown out last week on the road. We need to get that defense back to playing how they were before last week. Dak Prescott's got to gain his confidence back. Tony Pollard's got to get things going. CeeDee Lamb was kind of a ghost last game. But I don't know. It's definitely going to be a shootout. I think Chargers are going to get theirs. You know how Justin Herbert plays. I think they got Eckler back this week too, which is huge. So I can see a lot of points in this game. We just got to see if Micah Parsons needs to step up. That secondary needs to step up. Keenan Allen's obviously a tough matchup over there. But I don't know. I like the Cowboys to cover 2 points here. They're not going to drop 2 in a row. This is the must-win game for them. Hit the 4-2.
This is going to be a great Monday Night Football game. I'm happy that we have 2 great teams going at it here after the last few Mondays been pretty weak. But yeah, I can't pick a side on this one. I do think there's a lot of points. Both these defenses are pretty good, but I think both teams are going to score a lot here. I think a one-score game in the 20s is probably going to do it.
50.5. That's crazy.
I was thinking 27-24, so now I'm not touching an over-under. That's good. But yeah, I don't know who I'm going to lean. You're going to have to check back come Monday. It really depends on if Eckler's playing. Chargers and Cowboys, great matchup. Two really good teams that can't really afford a loss, in my opinion. If they want to be where they want to be at the end of the season, so gonna be a must-win. Chargers coming off of the bye and Cowboys coming out of getting smacked. 2 very different spots to be in. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. Tune into our live stream and then check out our cards for my picks.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't know if I can call my spot on this one yet. I definitely think I lean on the Cowboys here, but that's a big question mark if Eckler's going to play in this game or not. Because, I mean, like you said, coming off a bye on their home field, Monday Night Football. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the home underdog as well, so I don't know if I can give an official play on this one right now. But I could see this go either way. I'd either obviously with the 2.5, either give me the Cowboys to cover or the Chargers to win. But I'll make my decision come Monday for sure.
I think this is a situation where we see the Chargers really be the Chargers and just blow a game where they
That's
probably
what
should have
that
won
yeah.
late.
Yeah.
And, just bad coaching decisions, one bad
Brandon
throw
Staley
by
called,
Justin
like, all of his
Herbert.
timeouts in the 3rd quarter. He has no timeouts to use in the 4th quarter, some stupid shit.
Just feels like one of those games where it's just small
Mackie,
errors
what
down
if
the
they
line.
win one of those games finally against your team? How mad would you be?
I mean, that would just that would be the nail in the coffin for me with
After
fucking
all of his
Cowboys,
Justin
but
Herbert slander.
Do you know what that would be?
That
That
would-
would, that would just be Cowboys. What's the song they were singing in Texas when you were like, I hate being a Cowboys fan in Texas?
Oh, yeah, dude, what was that song, dude? That was brutal.
yeah,
Deep in
being
the
a Cowboys
heart
fan
of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a Cowboys fan in Dallas is not one of the
That was
best-
more embarrassing than losing 38-3.
I don't know about that.
He turned that song on. We all just looked at each other. We're like, they must do this every week, huh?
Texans are weird, man. Shout them out though.
We had a good time. We had a great time down in Dallas.
That was good.
Alrighty, boys. Lots of good stuff coming out of week 6 here. The NFL. We went over all the games here this week, but make sure to check out our live stream on Sunday morning and talk about the 5 Sunday games, as well as our video released on Thursday and Monday to talk about the Thursday night primetime game and the Monday night primetime game. Let's keep it moving here, though. A little touch in the NHL. The regular season has officially begun. We had 3 games to get night 1 started here on Tuesday. A couple more here tonight and to continue the schedule as well. Any comments here on the first night, guys, of the NHL?
Penguins came out flat. It's a long season, 81 to go. That's why you gotta love hockey. I mean, it's not like football where one game really means that much. I mean, obviously a long season, so just hoping Penguins can hit their stride at the right time. We got Calgary on Saturday. I think that's gonna be a big game for us. So looking for us to get in the win column and start the season 1-1.
Yeah, you guys were at the stadium. Obviously insane for the home opener. Way to be, boys. 6 seats. But very different experience as if you were a fan for the NHL on ESPN last night. Hockey night opening up. Mackie, I don't know about you. Everything was so scripted. What about Kelly Sutherland and Wes McCauley with their little microphones before each game on TV? That was kind of weird in my opinion. But no, it seemed scripted, Huff. That's the only reason I took the Blackhawks against you. Too much value in Bedard's first game. Like, you guys are winning all game, clearly the better team, and then it's like, no, we're just gonna lose real quick though, just because Bedard's got to win on opening night.
That second half of the game, they were the better team. That whole third period, they were the better team.
Those dinosaur legs over
the
there in
young
Pittsburgh.
legs, yeah.
Dinosaur legs.
That's what I said, Ace, before you got on here. I was like, they just looked so much faster as the game went on. Now I was like, Mackie, they could be a scary team. Like, they're just
I
literally.
think they might be average. They might be like the Sabres of last year. They might be.
Yeah,
no, I don't think
that
good. I don't think
there are a bunch of kids at our age that I said they don't give a fuck who they're playing. Like they're like, let's just fucking go out and win. Who cares?
Sabres missed the playoffs by like 2 points.
All right, yeah, you're right. At the end, they did turn up. Maybe they're like the Senators of last year then.
Yeah, I'd say Capitals.
Right,
Capitals,
Wings, yeah, something like that. But
yeah, something like that.
Not
but
that you don't believe in them at all.
I don't know. Do you think that? Wait, what'd you say?
So you don't believe in them at all?
You don't believe in them at all.
Blackhawks?
Yeah.
No, I definitely don't think they're near a playoff team this year. But I mean, they're going to be better than last year. Bedard's obviously
500.
Huge addition. You got Taylor Hall now. I mean, they're playing pretty well together. They don't really have any goalie though.
They're gonna get stopped tonight. Their backup Soderblom's playing.
Yeah, Soderblom. Yeah, but
Here we go,
yeah, I don't know.
bees.
What do you think that game says more about those Penguins running out of gas, or
No.
it says more about those Blackhawks keeping it going for 3 periods straight?
It's more about the Blackhawks' young legs stepping up to the task. I don't think it says much in general, anyways. It's night 1. Doesn't really.
Yeah,
matter.
you're right, definitely. But I'm just saying, like, overreaction. Who does it say more about? I agree. I think
Blackhawks.
definitely the Blackhawks.
I was gonna say, me being a Penguin fan, I obviously I'm gonna say that I think it means more for the Blackhawks, but I underestimated that team. They looked a lot better than I thought.
Well, everyone. I mean, they had the first overall pick for a reason. They were a bottom 3 team in the NHL last year.
They made so many moves. Do you see how many guys under 22 they have? It's crazy. They kept highlighting it all night in the broadcast. But on the other side, let's talk about those Vegas Golden Knights for a second. Huff and I hit on that. We should have carded it. We're kind of stupid for not, but I took it off card definitely, and they look like a wagon all over again.
I mean, Aiden Hill, man,
Aiden
looked
Hill
like he
looks
just
good.
looks like he's coming right off a Stanley Cup. I mean, I think he's the reason they won in that game. Seattle was
Yeah.
buzzing for the
Oh,
first half
early.
period, and Vegas gets a nice chance. They capitalize on it, and they scored another 2 quick
That
ones.
passing
And
play to Chandler Stevenson was
How many
disgusting.
times did you hear
Dirty.
Aiden Hill when the Kraken were in the zone for like 5 minutes? It was like Aiden Hill,
Oh my
Aiden
god,
Hill,
he's
Aiden Hill.
absolutely
And
incredible.
then they go the other way. Barbashev just talks like 5 seconds in every time.
Yeah, this team is good, but that Kraken team is definitely really good too. They're going to be a force to reckon with this year. Matty Beniers is going to play some really good hockey. Grubauer had a tough game last night though, so he's got to pick it up a little.
Overreaction
I
here.
had that.
Oh, one more before you get into that, Huff. Overreaction here. We were talking about overreactions from that Blackhawks game. Let's overreact to the Golden Knights here. Nobody, I don't think, said Golden Knights to repeat it, but is there any value in the Golden Knights repeating? They do have a really good team.
I think they could get there.
I don't know. The
West is stronger.
team's
It's
built-
stronger than it was
The
last
team
year.
built for the
stronger than it
playoffs.
was last year, but it's nowhere near the East yet.
No, I still like the Stars. I like the Oilers. I like the Avs.
Stars will fuck up somewhere. I don't know.
I like
gotta see-
Stars in Vegas.
Oilers, Avs, Wild, Kings.
Yeah,
Avs are still there. I mean, Landeskog's still out this entire season, isn't he?
Winnipeg, you can't really sleep on them. Really, they actually have a lot of talent.
I don't love Winnipeg. I almost bet the Flames.
You guys see
tonight. Still
Hellebuck
might.
get the bag?
Yeah, I
Get
did see
into
that.
that. Let's get into that.
Yeah, that's the next point here. Mark Scheifele, Connor Hellebuck signed identical 7-year contract extensions worth an annual average value of $8.5 million.
That's cool.
That's
as
kind of cool.
fuck.
It's
Like,
cool how they just mirrored him.
it's like, oh,
you
our
get- you get
cornerstones of our
8.5, you get
franchise.
8.5.
Literally our cornerstones of the franchise. Like, you join the Winnipeg Jets. These are the two guys that run this team, and they both got the bag. You both know what they're getting paid, and they're here for almost a decade. Love to see it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like to see it.
They're a sleeper
yeah.
West team. That's a sleeper West team.
Definitely a sleeper for sure, but they could be pretty good.
Perennial playoff team though. They're like what you rank them between 6 and 9 in the West, roughly.
I
Yeah.
like that. I don't know. Yeah, they're definitely around there. No one sent any plays from this game. I said I was kind of leaning on. I still might bet on the Flames tonight. Do you guys like Winnipeg?
I kind of like the Flames as well, but I'm not going to play
Winnipeg,
it.
but I'm not touching it. I like both teams. I think they're both about.
It's probably going to be my late night game that I just throw on my iPad while whichever one's on TV.
It's funny that they
ESPN's probably
match
gonna-
up in week 1 out there in Western Canada. Meanwhile, come game 82, those are the two teams that are going to be fighting for a bubble spot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah, I just like the Flames at home here, but I don't know if I'm actually going to bet it or not.
yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch. I play hockey myself after the pod, so I'll get off the ice and see that West Coast game going.
Great stuff in the NHL as we just finished night 1 here on Tuesday. Lots to look forward to as we got 81 games left for a lot of the teams. So whole season ahead. Quick little point here in the college football world. The average distance new Big Ten teams will have to travel for road games in 2024 has increased by 295%, up 14,445 miles. So just a huge increase with the addition of, UCLA, USC, Oregon, places like people like that coming to the Big Ten. Just travel is going to be unreal.
In my
College
opinion,
players.
that those mergers for those teams coming to the Big Ten, that's cool for all the teams that were in the Big Ten that now get to go to California for a week.
Right.
But for the California teams that just come to the fucking Middle East and whatever you want to
Gotta go to
every
Ohio.
fucking weekend. Yeah, every weekend. You go to UCLA to be in LA, and half of your fucking football games are going to be like, I mean, they're probably
Madison,
gonna get
Wisconsin.
Madison, Wisconsin, Minnesota, fucking Purdue. Like, you know what I mean? All those boring Big Ten teams. I mean, yeah, you're going to get your Ohio States, your Penn States, Michigan, but I don't know. I think it sucks way worse for the teams that are coming in.
Think about Rutgers going from New Brunswick, New Jersey to
Think about going from UCLA to Rutgers. I'd be like,
yeah,
what
exactly.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm saying
It's
like
kinda-
you're like I play football at UCLA. I didn't come here to fucking play at Rutgers.
yeah.
Going to be an interesting year
You
for
always
college
get the
football.
short end of the stick. Everyone always chirps Rutgers
Fucking Rutgers.
because no one defends them. Like, who likes Rutgers?
Alrighty, and one last point here in the golf world. ESPN has closed on a deal to broadcast TGL, that is Tiger and Rory's indoor golf league. 15 regular season matches plus 2 rounds of playoffs. All matches are 2 hours and will be on ESPN or ESPN2. First 2 matches will be the first 2 Tuesdays following the college football playoff. The microphones will be on all players, 2,000 fans in attendance, and the players so far are Rory, Tiger, Morikawa, Fowler, Fitz, Xavier, Xander, Homa, JT, Scott, Horschel, Rose, just in the list that I got here. Pretty interesting. I'm excited for
Yes.
this.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is fucking sweet. This is basically like an all-star game, but you get the mics on them. You get to hear them chirping each other. This is gonna be fun. I can't wait. And they timed it up perfectly right after the college football playoff. So once college football ends, we'll still be having some NFL playoff on the weekends, and we'll get this on Tuesday nights. I think you said so. This is perfect. No, it doesn't interfere with Monday Night Football. But I think it's gonna be some must-see TVs. Definitely some of these matchups.
Wonder what the betting will be like.
I was already thinking about that. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how they run that out.
Just like Tiger Woods money line. That's sick.
Yeah, I guess like it's because it's
Tiger
matches
Woods
and then it's a
money
whole
line.
season.
That's what I mean. Like you said, that's cool.
Alrighty, boys. I think that's going to wrap up everything we got here. NFL Week 6, NHL in full swing. That's all I got. Sunday live stream. I know we're all excited. I'm excited for that one. Anything else to add, boys, before we get on out of here?
Yeah, no, I think it's going to do it for me. Obviously, MLB playoffs keep rolling. We started off the MLB playoffs 4-1, so 4-1 in our first 5, so a nice start. We were 4-0, and then we slipped up with that Braves under on the game 2. But looking to keep things rolling. Obviously, the playoffs have been electric so far. We saw the Rangers. They're waiting for the winner of this Twins-Astros series. We got the Astros tonight on the card, so a lot of MLB action. Make sure you're staying tuned to the social medias to get all of that. And obviously with the NHL season starting, make sure you're staying tuned for the social medias for any NHL plays that we have going out. Other than that, we'll see you guys next week, week 6. Definitely a good slate of football this week. Make sure you're tuning into the live stream on Sunday. But other than that, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Go Bees. Home opener.